Some men find out by accident. A forgotten lipstick stain, a secret text message, an unexplained receipt. I found out by opening my own laptop. It was late, past midnight. My wife, Natalie, had gone to bed hours ago, claiming she was exhausted after a long day at work. I had been up watching TV, trying to unwind, when I decided to check my emails before heading to bed. I grabbed my laptop from the desk, flipped it open, and froze. The screen wasn't black. A browser window was still open. A video call. The screen was split into two sections. On one side, my wife. On the other, a stranger. A man. The video was frozen, like the call had ended abruptly. But it was enough. I stared at the screen, my pulse hammering in my ears. What the hell was this? I reached for the mouse, my hands suddenly clammy. I clicked through the open tabs. A webcam chat site. Messages. Video call history. This wasn't a one-time thing. I felt my stomach twist, a sickening mix of rage and disbelief washing over me. Natalie, my wife, the woman I trusted, the woman I built a life with, had been sitting in our home, in the room down the hall, talking to other men like this. For how long? My fingers moved fast, clicking through the history. Weeks. Months. I scrolled through message logs. Flirty. Suggestive. Promises to meet. Plans. I clenched my jaw so hard it hurt. She had been doing this right under my nose. And I never even suspected it. My hand shook as I slammed the laptop shut. She was upstairs, sleeping peacefully, completely unaware that her entire world was about to come crashing down. I didn't confront her that night. I couldn't. I lay in bed next to her, staring at the ceiling, my mind racing. I needed a plan. Confronting her wouldn't be enough. Yelling, demanding answers, what good would it do? She had already betrayed me. She had already chosen this. No, if I was going to do this, I had to do it right. I had to make sure that when she finally realized what she had lost, it would be too late. Over the next few days, I played the role of the clueless husband. I kissed her good morning. I laughed at her stories. I let her believe she had gotten away with it. But behind the scenes, I was gathering everything. I installed software on her laptop. Every video call, every chat, every disgusting message, saved. I recorded hours of footage. I documented every single interaction. And then, when I had enough, I took it a step further. I hacked her account. She had been reckless, using the same passwords for everything. I gained access to her email, her private messages, her hidden folders. And what I found, it was worse than I imagined. She wasn't just chatting. She had met with some of them. There were receipts, hotel bookings, lies, layered upon lies. I stared at the proof, my hands gripping the edge of the desk, my entire body trembling with rage. I had been sleeping next to a stranger, a liar. And now, she was going to pay. The night I set the trap, Natalie had no idea. She thought it was just another evening. She cooked dinner, kissed me like nothing was wrong, sat across from me at the table, smiling. It made me sick. I kept my voice even. I was thinking, we should have a movie night. Just us. Her face lit up. Really? That sounds nice. She thought I was making an effort. She thought everything was normal. She had no idea I had spent the entire day ruining her life. We sat on the couch, wine in hand. She nestled against me, completely oblivious. Then I turned on the TV and played the first video. Her video. Live footage of her, sitting in this very house, talking to another man. Laughing. Flirting. Saying things she had no business saying. I felt her body stiffen. She stared at the screen, her face draining of color. What is this? I took a slow sip of my wine. You tell me. She dropped her glass. Red wine splattered across the rug. Aiden. Her voice was barely a whisper. I turned to her, my expression blank. How long? She swallowed hard. I don't know what you think this is, but, I cut her off. How long? Tears welled up in her eyes. Please, Aiden, just let me explain. I grabbed the remote. Clicked to the next video. Another man. Then another. And another. Every lie, every betrayal, every disgusting interaction exposed. She covered her mouth, sobbing. I didn't mean for it to. I let out a short, bitter laugh. Don't insult me. She reached for me, but I pulled away. I felt nothing. No sadness. No love. Just rage. I stood up, towering over her. Pack your things. Her breath hitched. What? You heard me. My voice was cold. You're not staying here. She collapsed onto the floor, crying, shaking, begging. Aiden, please. I don't have anywhere to go. I smiled. Not my problem. And then I walked out of the room, leaving her sobbing in the mess she created. But I wasn't done. Natalie had built her life around an illusion. A perfect wife. A perfect home. A perfect image. I was going to shatter it. The next morning, while she was still packing her bags, I sent everything to her family. Her friends. Her boss. Everyone. By noon, her life was in flames. Her parents disowned her. Her friends abandoned her. Her job fired her on the spot. By evening, she was standing at the door, her bags in hand, her eyes empty. She looked up at me, broken. Where am I supposed to go? I tilted my head. Why don't you ask one of your friends? She let out a choked sob. I leaned in close, my voice a whisper. Get out. She stared at me for a long moment. Then she turned, walked down the driveway, and disappeared into the night. And just like that, she was nothing. I thought I had seen everything. I thought I had uncovered every dirty secret, every lie, every betrayal. But I was wrong. The day after I threw Natalie out, I sat down at my laptop again. Not because I needed more proof, but because I needed to make sure she never recovered from this. I went through her emails again, scrolling past old messages, looking for anything I might have missed. And then I found it. A hidden folder. Buried deep in her inbox, marked with a single word. Private. I opened it, and my stomach turned. Photos. Videos. Receipts. Not just of the men she had been talking to, but of the nights she had spent with them. I clicked on a video, my hands trembling. The screen lit up with footage of her in a hotel room, with a man I didn't recognize. She had filmed it. She had kept it, as if she wanted to remember it. I gritted my teeth, my vision blurring with rage. I could barely breathe. She hadn't just cheated, she had documented it. And that's when I knew. I wasn't done ruining her life. I copied everything. Every photo, every video, every piece of evidence. I made sure I had it all. Then, I sent one final message. To her boss. To her family. To everyone who still thought she was worth saving. The fallout was immediate. Her mother called me first. Aiden, what is this? Her voice shook. The truth. Silence. Then, a choked sob. I can't believe it. Her father followed minutes later. His voice was cold, furious. She's not our daughter anymore. By the end of the day, Natalie had nothing left. No job. No family. No one. What surprised you in this story?